Oliver Conquers the Scrapyard. One afternoon, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Oliver, the Great Western Engine. "I want you to help out of the scrapyard," he said. Oliver shook at his words. "Oh, do I have to?" he groaned. "I know that might sound bad to you, and I do know what happened last week," Sir Topham Hatt said. "However, the manager of the ironworks has assured me that those two diesels will not be causing you any trouble." "Yes, sir," puffed Oliver, but he didn't feel like accepting. That evening, Oliver was making his way to the scrapyard. He passed through Edward's station. "Hello, Oliver. How are you?" asked Edward. "I've got better," replied Oliver anxiously. "I've got scrapyard duties." "That sounds rough," said Edward. "But it's not like you. Every steam engine hates going there." "But you don't understand," puffed Oliver, and he explained what happened last time he went to the scrapyard. "My goodness!" exclaimed Edward. "That good old Boko for defending you." "Sir Topham Hatt says the diesels will be on their best behavior," said Oliver, "but I don't know whether they believe them or not." "You need to stand your ground," chuffed Edward earnestly. "Those diesels need some common sense. I bet you can do something about it." At that moment, the signal dropped, and Oliver was on his way. He began to try to think about what to do. Oliver soon arrived at the scrapyard. Arry and Bert rolled up alongside. "Well, well, well, look who's back," said Arry in his oily voice. "Have they made arrangements to finally send you for scrap, Polly?" added Bert. Oliver was having none of it. "I'm never losing my patience," he said firmly, "but I'm not scared of you. If it wasn't for Boko, I would have ended up being in the furnace and never living again." "Well, that's not what happened last time," said Arry. "That was the last time," Bert put in. "The past is in the past." "Anyways," went on Arry, "what needs sorting?" "You can stop by moving those freight cars towards the furnace we were about to push you in," teased Bert. "But be careful. It can burn you up in any second." The two chuckled away. Oliver knew he was going to be in for a long night. The diesels caused nothing but grief for Oliver. They teased him every chance they got and bumped him. They seemed to enjoy it, and Oliver didn't. "Careful of the ghosts around here," teased Arry. "Yeah, especially the engine that lost its whistle." "Woo!" oozed Bert in his spooky voice. "What engine that lost its whistle?" sniffed Oliver. He wasn't sure what that meant. "You never heard of it?" inquired Bert. "Surely every steamy knows the engine who lost its whistle and went looking for it," added Arry. "His name was McDolan. He only knew to be never seen here again. Whenever the moon is full, he roams the scrapyard, looking for such a whistle." "Nice try," scoffed Oliver. "I'm not scared. You were a lot less than I thought." Arry and Bert scowled at this and got back to work. Soon, Oliver was able to have a break. He talked with his driver. "I say," complained Oliver, "those two diesels. When will they learn enough is enough?" "Honestly," said his driver, "they took you away. I thought you were gone, and they were sicking the radiator. But after his visit, They seem to be just regular bullies now. Agreed, approved Oliver. We should play a trick on them. That would teach them to mess with me. Oliver looked around for a good way to spook them. He saw an old whistle, which looked in good condition. I wonder, he pondered, making a plan. Arry and Bert were cackling, getting ready to play their next trick on Oliver. Suddenly, they heard a whistle. Is that a steamer? Asked Arry. I don't think so, replied Bert. The whistle became louder and louder. You don't think the story is true, do you? Scoffed Arry. What story? Asked Bert. It ended with its whistle. Lost whistle story, said Arry. I don't think, replied Bert. Wait. The sound of the whistle suddenly filled the smelting shed. Suddenly, it puffed in. It's McDolan! Cried Arry. Let's get out of here! Wait for me! Shouted Bert. The two raced out of the sheds, passing in a flash. The ghost McDolan had to be Oliver. He and his driver laughed. That should teach them, he chuckled. Indeed, said a spooky voice. Oliver looked around. Then suddenly, in the siding beside him was an engine. Ah, a ghost! Cried Oliver. Don't be afraid, said the ghost engine. I'm not what I may say seem. I am here because I found my whistle. Oliver was nervous. Wait, you're McDolan, who lost your whistle? He asked nervously. I thought that was a made-up story. It's real, said McDolan. Of course it's me, and I can tell you that. Anyways, he went on, you actually have found my whistle, and you're using it to scare off those demons I see. So, this is your whistle? Asked Oliver. Indeed, replied McDolan. And if you could, I would like it back to finally be at peace. Oliver smiled. Of course, he chuckled. Oliver's driver took the whistle off and put it in front of McDolan. Finally, peace at last, he sighed and faded away, revealing the exit door to him. Oliver, who just puffed out of the smelters, smiled softly. Take care, McDolan, he whispered. Oliver returned the next morning. He passed Edward on his way back to his shed. How was your night out? Asked Edward. It was all right, smiled Oliver. But you won't believe what happened. And he told Edward everything, especially McDolan, the ghost engine. Really? He exclaimed. Wow, you have had an inventable night. Yeah, really. Oliver yawned. It's making me sleepy. I shall go and get some rest before I start working. Indeed, said Edward. Have a good one, Oliver. Beep, beep. See you, Edward, whistled Oliver, and he puffed away. Edward smiled. Not just because Oliver got revenge, but McDolan from the story was finally at peace.